My name's Ken Roberts, and I started Trig Media production company. This is kind of the hub of it, although there are another member of Trig Media lives in LA. I've recently moved into this recording facility here at Plymouth Rock Productions in Plymouth, Michigan. And this is my side of the building, housing all of my toys. And our purpose is kind of, at least recently, it started out where it was basically mostly for my own music and my own projects I was working on, and then I do some other artists here and there. But recently, I kind of want to expand out and help a lot of other artists. Plymouth Rock Productions, I think, has been around, don't quote me because I'm not sure, but about 10 years. This is an old church that they've turned into a recording studio. Lawrence Tech University also teaches their recording and engineering classes for audio out of this studio. Kind of transformed this room into what a lot of people call the spaceship when they walk in here, because it blinks like it's a space station or something. I've got about 29 synthesizers or 29 sound sources. Not necessarily, a synthesizer can be something that doesn't have to have keys in it. But I have at least 29 in this room. I have about 25 more of them that are in storage that I rotate out. I get bored with one of them and I'll take it out and replace it with something else that I haven't used in a while. Now I'm going to let you into the magic room here with all the stuff that I use to create stuff and bands I've been in, like Charm Farm or Sweaty Spit Lips or Cleanse. I want to open it up to some new artists. They come in and work with me and record. One of the first sampling drum machines that came out, the first one was the MPC-60 and the MPC-62, and then they had the MPC-3000, which is still by far the best one. Came out in the mid-'80s. This one's the limited edition one. It comes in this black. Most of them were the standard Akai kind of white. The Dave Smith Prophet 12 synthesizer, analog synthesizer, the latest Prophet done by Dave Smith. Dave Smith was the guy who started sequential circuits back in the day, who came out with Prophet 5 and the Pro 1 and all these other classic synthesizers. A little micro brute. I really like this thing. It's pretty inexpensive, and it's 100% analog if you are someone trying to get into analog synthesis. Mini Moog, Voyager XL, which is kind of a mini Moog, but they put all their modular stuff on the end of it, which they have available as separate boxes, but this one is a 40th anniversary version of the mini Moog, and it has all the patch connections in there, so you can do any kind of patching from any other sources that you want. A Pittsburgh modular system. This is what they call a Euro rack system. There are a couple different formats in modular synthesis. This one is the Euro rack, meaning that's the format, and these are really small things. They use little 1/8 inch connectors to connect each part together. This is the one I will probably be buried with one day. This is my Roland Jupiter 4. I grew up in the 80s loving bands like Duran Duran, and this is a board that Nick Rhodes still uses to this day, but did the first two, at least, most famous or three most famous Duran Duran records. This is the board that he used. And I pretty much have every board that he used on the very first record. Love this board. I just had it recently restored by Electronic Innovation, and it is brand new. I had the wood sides re-veneered with actual real wood, because the original wood there was no real wood. It was actually a plastic veneer that went over them. So I had that taken off and put on with real cherry wood on the side. So this is mint condition. Love it. I have a synthesizers, plural.com modular system. This is similar to the Pittsburgh Modular, which is a Euro rack format. This is what they call a 5U format, meaning the size of the space here, 5 inches. This is a Dave Smith Prophet 8, which basically is a modern version of the Prophet 5. A real Prophet 5 uses something called a VCO, which is a voltage controlled oscillator. These use digitally controlled oscillators that keeps them in tune better. So there's a slight difference in them. These tend to sound a little more warmer, a little more richer than these, but what a great synthesizer that is. Yet another Moog synthesizer. I got the new Moog Sub 37. Love it. It's really cool. It's step sequencer inside of it's amazing. It's super fat. It's a great synthesizer. I have the new Korg MS-20. Pretty cool little synthesizer. I've never had an original MS-20. They were hard to get when I was younger. But I've messed around with this one, and it's definitely quirky. It's really weird. You can get some really great sounds. This one is the Sub Fatty, which is the board version of their Minotaur synthesizer, and it just does really fat bass sounds. It's really cool. Love that one. And even though I have the Sub 37, I will tell you this much: they don't even sound alike. They sound totally different. Just like that one, these sound different than the Voyager or the Slim Fatty. Every single one of them has their own character. That's pretty much it for this room's worth of synthesizers. Like I said, I want a lot more, but I kind of just pull them in and out as it goes. So.
Welcome to the big time show.